Let's go!
Read Justin Wong's Twitter. Uh-oh, I don't want this turned into a Twitter reaction channel. This is fantastic. The thing is, Mr. Wiz, the thing is, Joey has notoriously not really liked Marvel vs. Capcom as being like the big Evo game for a long time. And it's been for like a weird variety of reasons, like, and maybe personal stuff, I don't know. But Justin has this hilarious tweet. What is crazy is that Wiz destroyed a Dreamcast at Evo. I think this was on stage. For no more Dreamcast Marvel 2 due to its inconsistent ways, and now it's back. He didn't even know about this. He was like, damn, I just gotta practice Marvel 2 now. Inconsistent as in on the Dreamcast, isn't it the arcade perfect? No, Dreamcast version of Marvel 2 is not arcade perfect. Funny enough, the arcade version of Marvel 2 actually features slowdown that the Dreamcast version doesn't. There's moments where Storm's super, for example, when you mash Hail, which is a big thing you're gonna be seeing a lot when you watch Marvel 2. When you mash Storm's super, it sometimes slows down in the arcade version, allowing you to mash more and get more damage. In the Dreamcast version, not as much. Dreamcast version has a bit more consistency in terms of its frame rate, but it's not the same. It's not arcade perfect for that reason. There are some things that are different, but it largely is like it's the one everyone plays. You know, you're gonna be getting a largely, it's better than arcade perfect in many ways. The one that's different, the one that absolutely has differences, is the Xbox 360 PS3 version. I can tell you right now, there are some things in the HD version of Marvel 2 that came out back in 2009, the one that you watch us play all the time, the one that's actually HD. There's immediately some goofy things in this game, like Cable's Hyper Viper being 0 fucking frames. Like if you're not blocking when Hyper Viper comes out in the 360 version, you're getting hit, even if you hold back. There's some very goofy things in terms of Marvel 2 on the port that they had. There's some funny versions there, but Dreamcast has some differences, but it's largely, I think, a better version than arcade for a lot of people. What about the PS2 version? I don't know. I think the PS2 version is based on the Dreamcast version, but the PS2 version runs like shit. I just bought a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 from a retro game store not even that long ago. They had a good copy of Dreamcast Marvel 2 and I bought it. Do I even need it? I don't. I have a DC HDMI with a GDMU. My Marvel 2 plays off an SD card. Yeah, you can't actually buy the PS3 Xbox 360 version normally. You have to find someone that has a physical version of that game with a download code. And if you have that, you can get it. Problem is on eBay, it's going for $203. So you could absolutely emulate it, right? You could, but the thing is, these copies of Marvel 2 PS3 and Marvel 2 Xbox 360 run online and they run with rollback netcode. It's like first generation console rollback netcode, very early. But this version of Marvel 2 is arguably the best one because it runs good online. It actually does run well online. It still performs pretty decently for generation 1 rollback netcode. Chat room, I'm gonna tell you right now, the best version if you have is to emulate it. Like, emulation is the best way to play Marvel 2, but the next best way to play Marvel 2. So the best way for you to play Marvel 2 is to go get a Dreamcast. You want to actually play Marvel 2, what they're going to be playing here. To get a Dreamcast and then go buy one of these. This is a Brooks converter for Dreamcast. And it'll convert your PS3 and PS4 signals from PS4 arcade sticks into Dreamcast sticks. So you'd be able to play this. You'd actually be able to play this. So for anyone that's curious, Marvel 2 is not cheap. I got mine for like 70 bucks. And 70 bucks for Marvel 2 is actually a pretty decent price. This is specifically for anyone that is like motivated at this point and they want to go start competing in these qualifiers or whatever the hell they are when they announce them. This is one of the best ways that you can possibly do it. This is how I bought Marvel 2 when it came out in 2001? Maybe 2000? Oh fuck, I completely forgot what Mr. Wiz said. It's the 20th anniversary of Marvel 2. February 24th is the arcade release, but it comes out June 29th for Dreamcast in the year 2000. It is actually the 20th anniversary of Marvel 2. That'll make you think. What was my first Marvel 2 team? That's a shame. I'm ashamed. You know why? You know what my first Marvel 2 team was? If somebody could guess my first Marvel 2 team in the next 10 seconds, I'll put in 10 gift subs. 10, 9, 8, 7. Oh, fuck. It was really fast. So Silky Mimic did it. I have to put in more gift subs tonight. My first Marvel 2 team was Ryu Kanekuma. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't like Strider very early on. I did not like Strider because I liked Marvel 1 Strider way more. I thought Strider was just so much cooler, right? I thought Strider like felt better because I hated. You gotta understand. Here's a little Marvel lore for you guys. Marvel 2 came out, and in the arcades that I went to, which were some of the biggest SoCal arcades there was, at least big Marvel vs. Capcom audiences, people didn't like Marvel 2 when it came out. I didn't. Because it felt like the baby's version of Marvel vs. Capcom. It had a bunch of characters, and a lot of us said, like, oh, they're just, like, throwing characters in from everything. This game is super lazy. It was the fact that they took away two buttons. They removed 2 buttons from Marvel 2 from Marvel 1. We were like, huh, well, that's not, why would they do that? We felt the game was actually a nerfed version, you know? We felt that it was a less serious version of Marvel vs. Capcom, so a lot of us continued to play Marvel 1 in the arcades. And this was for like a few weeks, you know? This was for a little bit of time. However, as the game grew and people started finding crazy shit you can do, like this was back in like month 1, Guile was super good. Guile had this ridiculous like throw infinite technically, right? He could reset throw you from midair and then launch you up again. Cammy was fucking amazing in Marvel 2 when she first came out. Iceman was actually crazy good. This is like the beginning. Cable was always good, right? Cable was always good. So there were some things that ended up being really good, but then you start figuring out, and then some guy starts playing Magneto this insane way, and you're just like, what the hell do I do? What do I do? But that game changed a lot, right? A lot of minds were changed on it, and by the time the game was out for like a month, I totally adopted Marvel 2 more. It was very difficult for me because Marvel 1 was the first game I learned on an arcade stick. It was the actual first time I started playing, you know, arcade stick. And it was very weird to me to have to double tap the light buttons, to have to switch my brain to doing something a different way. Especially since I'd only been doing it one way when I was playing. That's some crazy news, dude. That is some crazy news. Did I play X-Men vs. Street Fighter? Oh, of course. Yeah, X-Men vs. Street Fighter was the moment that dreams could come true. We all played Children of the Atom. We all played Street Fighter Alphas. We loved those games. Those games were like everything. But then you walk into the arcade and you see X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Holy shit, dude. How the fuck did Marvel Infinite not have classic stages in it, man? How the hell did MVCI not have a clown stage or some shit? What the fuck? Sorry. Get me thinking about MVCI. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something in the future. Considering it's the 20th anniversary of Marvel 2, I'd be, at the end of this year, I'd be pissed if Marvel and Capcom don't somehow work something out between each other. That arcade machine over there, like that damn arcade machine right over there that has Marvel superheroes on it, legit shook. If somehow that these guys don't come to an agreement of some kind and take advantage of the 20-year anniversary of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I would be pissed if that didn't happen. This shit's been around for 20 years now. And around its 10-year anniversary, there was a Marvel 2 collection that was released, or Marvel 2 HD release. So, it's also the fact that, and I've explained this so many times, dude, Marvel 2 hasn't been around for a hell of a long time. And it hasn't been purchasable for a hell of a long time. You can't go out and buy this game anymore. You have to buy old used versions and shit like that. 20th anniversary is a pretty big deal. A Steam release and a Switch release, I think, are very important. Next gen, like, I don't know. I would very much like to think that Marvel 2 could come back in some way. I would very much like to think that. Some really crazy shit happened that has transpired on today's stream. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Let's see if anyone else is talking about it on Twitter. I'm very happy that it's happening because... I'm retweeting that. I'm very happy that it's happening because it's going to be dope.